Well, hey, Empower Church, so good to see you. At least you're seeing me. What an amazing thing God is doing in our midst. The sense of just community, the sense of care, the sense of just our worship and our praise and our focus on Jesus. It is inspiring. And I want to encourage you to keep going, keep pressing into His face. And it's just exciting what God's doing in our community. I'm not here to talk about that today as much as I am to just bring you up to date with an announcement we made on Sunday just gone. And for those of you that weren't there, or to provide further clarity for those of you that were. As you know, we're on this wild ride that we're calling Empower Churches. We really just partner with Jesus. It's His church. This isn't Matt and Alicia's church. This isn't the staff's church. It's His church. Jesus is the head of the church. And we really feel since the very start of Empower Church, part of our language has been around this whole idea of God. We don't want to just pioneer another church. The prophetic language that we're with God and that we're using is that we feel God's calling us to pioneer a new wineskin. What do you mean by a new wineskin? Well, it comes out of that parable in the Bible where Jesus talks about putting new wine into an old wineskin. The wine expands as it ferments and grows, because that's what wine does. And the wineskin bursts, therefore the wineskin's ruined, and also the wine is spilled. And Jesus said, you've got to put new wine in a new wineskin. And as we seek Jesus' face for this new wine on the earth, we need to present Him with a new wineskin. And so we're asking Him, we're daring to ask Him, Lord, what are the things that we're doing that we've just been doing just because they've always been done, or at least the last 20, 30 years? At the start of last year, prior to us going into the lockdowns here in Victoria, I started a conversation with our eldership, who I'm so thankful for. I started a conversation with them about the idea around, if we're going to be the church that Jesus wants us to be on the earth at this time, we've got to structure and we've got to organize and we've got to facilitate what He's saying. One of the things that we are desiring to be is a church that's not busy doing the church, but rather a people that are busy being the church. And at some point in time, we've just got to put our money where our mouth is. And we've just got to structure that. We've got to facilitate that within our spiritual family, our community Empower. And so I presented an idea to the eldership, which was around us one Sunday a month not gathering for our Sunday worship service, and instead meeting in homes, instead meeting in our eConnects, instead meeting and being the community of God and just gathering in a different format. And I want you to hear the language I'm using really specifically. We are not cancelling church. You can't cancel a person. I can't cancel Matt Garner, so to speak, because it's not about doing. We don't go to church, we are the church. And so we're not saying church is cancelled. We're just saying that the format by which we gather and rally around who Jesus is going to be different on that weekend, one weekend a month. It's the same faith, but in a different format. And so we want Acts chapter 2, verse 42 to 46 to be a reality, where yes, they gathered under the apostles' teaching. There was a corporate sense of teaching and direction and vision. But the Bible also says they were in each other's homes on a daily basis. They were breaking bread. They were having communion together. They were praying together. And we're really committed to this part of our church life and our discipleship and our Christianity growing. We're trying to shift our world from being a church, from us being believers that really are around churchianity, to being a people that are around Christianity, Christ-centered. And so we're really excited to announce to you that coming up on the 28th of February this month, there will be no Sunday gathering at Preston. Our Sunday worship service won't happen, but we will be having a whole lot of eConnects happening. You're going to be able to connect with them. You can head to our website, get information there. You can send us an email. You can simply click reply to the email that this link came to you saying you're wanting to get connected in an eConnect near you, because we're going to be gathering in homes on Sunday, the 28th of February, and it is going to be phenomenal. Another thing that I really feel in my heart about these Sundays where we gather in homes, it's kind of like the church scattering in a way. It's kind of like the church spreading out into the community. But I really believe in my heart that these are going to be one of the most powerful evangelistic tools that we've seen in church life for a long time. Why? Because you get an opportunity to invite friends that might not ever come to a Sunday church service because of the connotations that it has, but they'll come to a home, they'll come for brunch, they'll come to a park, they'll come to your place and rub shoulders with other believers. And I just believe God's glory is going to be manifest in those places. And so I just believe many people are going to come to Christ, and they're not going to come to Christ at the front of a sanctuary, but they're going to come to Christ over a cup of coffee, over a hot cross bun, over lunch. And so I want to really encourage you to be in prayer and thinking about that. Another really exciting thing that we feel in our heart is for at least the next 12 months of Empower Church, and that is what we're calling Jesus Nights. On Sunday, we handed out a flyer like this. Zoom in, there it is, bam. We handed out these flyers, and we put one on every seat for you to take home, Jesus Nights. So on that weekend, the last weekend of the full weekend of the month, this happens to be Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th. Saturday the 27th, we're going to be hosting our first Jesus Night. I am so expectant about these nights. These nights are going to shift the expectation in our church to a whole nother level. I can't wait for these nights. We're going to start them at 5:30. Coffee machine's going to be ready to go for 5, so come early for a coffee to get you through the service. But you might say, what are these nights are about? Well, they're exactly what they're about. The name is, they're about Jesus. Our one agenda on these nights is Him. We are going to worship. We are going to pray. Sometimes there's going to be preaching. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's going to be prayer mixed with the prophetic, mixed with the gifts of the Spirit moving. Sometimes it's just going to be all out worship. Sometimes there's going to be song and teaching that happens. We're going to get guest speakers. We've already started inviting some key voices that we want to come and just bring the word of the Lord to us as a church community. But I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm not even going to tell you when they're coming, because we want to keep the purity of the reason why we're there, to be Him and Him alone. We don't want to gather around an earthly human name. We want to gather around the name that is above all names, and His name is Jesus. So come ready on the 27th of February. Come ready, 5:30 we start, and we are going to go for it. I want to encourage you to fast. I want to encourage you to pray. I want to encourage you to come with an expectation that Jesus is going to walk in the room. Holy Spirit is going to break out. There are going to be miracles, signs, wonders. There is going to be, and I'm prophesying right now, a new level of freedom that God releases in the church through these nights. So I want you to come. I want you to make the effort. Parents with young families, there is going to be e-kids on. We're going to put something on that's going to not hype your kids up, maybe a movie or something like that. But it's going to be available. I want you to make an effort to be there. Whoever you are, make an effort. If you've got plans that night, cancel them, be there. No, I'm just joking. You do what you need to do, but it is going to be phenomenal. Can you be in prayer? Can you fast leading up to this? Because we want to see God's kingdom come in this time. Hey, in this email is a link to like a desktop. You can change a Jesus Nights desktop. It is a phone screen if you want to put it on your phone. There's also a digital invitation for you that looks exactly like this, that you can send out to your friends and family. I want to encourage you, put it on social media, put it all over the place, and let's just have an absolutely radical night on the 27th, and let's gather in community on the 28th. Hey, God bless you. If you have any questions, click reply. We'd love to hear from you. Peace out, and we look forward to seeing you at some point soon. See you later.